Introduction. And if I told you that the greatest threat to your intelligence is not being stupid, it is being smart enough to convince yourself that you are thinking when you're actually just following orders. Well, you clicked on the video. Correct, because in this fast-paced world, your intelligence does not protect you, but is used as a weapon against you. And how much the smarter you are, the easier it will be to manipulate you without you realizing it. I'm here to show you how to fight back. I've spent months researching everything, from a German shepherd who faced Hitler to the most neuroscience advanced on how it is manufactured stupidity. Think of a fusion of the Matrix and the cognitive psychology. At the end of this video, I will show you how to recognize when you're being manipulated intellectually, how to build systems that protect your mental sovereignty, and how to develop it that researchers call courage intellectual, the ability to think regardless, even when you costs. I will also reveal the practices, everyday things that make stupidity, why smart people become stupid, is almost impossible, so pay attention. This could change your perception of intelligence for always. Don't be one of those who notice too late that they handed over their mental freedom. It's time to get it back. So here it is, where it gets interesting and honest, a little scary. I used to think that the stupidity was simple. You know, the classic definition that we all learned. Some people are born smarter than others. Intelligence tests, grades, fancy titles. So it's how we measure intelligence, right? But then I discovered something that completely destroyed this dresser assumption. Look, there was a German shepherd named Dietrich Bonhoeffer who witnessed something like this impossible happen. He saw how teachers, brilliant, distinguished doctors, accomplished intellectuals, people with doctorates and prestigious careers, they became Nazis not because they were evil masterminds, but because they were what he called stupid. Now, before you roll your eyes, it's not about IQ. It is something much more dangerous. Bonhoeffer realized that the stupidity is not about lack of intelligence, but to renounce the ability to think independently. It's about intelligent people prefer comfortable lies to truths uncomfortable. And here's the key. The more the smarter you are, the better you will become to justify stupid decisions. Think about it. How many times have you seen someone intelligent defending something that it's obviously wrong? How many times has it happened? Have you done it yourself? I have. This is it that this means to you. Every time you share a political post without verify the data, every time you buy something because an algorithm tells you to be indicated, every time you remain silent when you should speak up, you're not being silly, you're being what the researchers now call functionally stupid. It's not about your mental capacity. It's about your moral courage. The willingness to think with independence, even when it is difficult for you, uncomfortable, even when it costs you socially, even when everyone around you, all around you, tell you that you're wrong. The difference lies in this. People evil knows that she is doing something wrong. They can discuss, expose, even stop, but stupid people are defenseless against reason. The facts literally fall on deaf ears. Become what Bonhoeffer called tools without mind, and that's what makes them more dangerous than malice. We are taught that intelligence consists in having the right answers. But Bonhoeffer discovered that it is about having the courage to ask questions uncomfortable. The system does not want you to how stupidity is manufactured think, wants you to obey. This has changed everything for me. Once I got it, you understand, you will begin to see stupidity. Functional everywhere, in your work, on your social networks, in your political debates, and that's when you become dangerous to the system. But this is just the base. We need to understand how this is actually made stupidity. And that's where they make it really interesting. Now, this is where things get really uncomfortable. I'm not going to lie to you. When I realized how it worked I felt terrible because I saw what they had easily manipulated me without realizing it account. Most people think that stupidity simply it happens, as if some people were critical thinkers by nature and others don't. But here's what no one tells you, he says. Functional stupidity is artificial. It is not accidental. It is a feature. Remember those Nazi teachers we're talking about? No. They woke up one day and decided to leave to think. They were conditioned systematically to give up their intellectual courage, and the same is true for them happening right now. Let me show you exactly how your intelligence is being used against you. Number 1, information overload. Your brain literally can't process the thousands of data you receive daily, so take shortcuts. What shortcuts? It's based on what's familiar to you, and what your friends share, and which confirms what you already believe. It's basically like trying to drink from a fire hose. You grab it that you have closer. Number 2, algorithmic manipulation. Those social networks you check don't show reality, but what keeps you hooked. And this is what happens. The algorithm learns that anger, fear, and indignation keep you hooked, so it feeds you more of what makes you stupid. Speaking of that, number 3, social pressure. This relates to what we learned before, that stupidity is a phenomenon social. It is easier to follow the crowd that thinks in a way independent. Your brain is programmed to prioritize belonging about the truth. But there is a problem with this approach. We treat it as if that's just the way things are. We accept that we're going to be manipulated, that we will make decisions based on the emotion instead of reason. And if you said there is a better way, and if instead of trying to be smarter, you will build systems that will make it difficult stupidity. This is what this really means to you. Each notification, every trending topic, each breaking news alert is designed building your mental sovereignty, potentially, to circumvent your critical thinking. The system does not want you to stop, reflect, or ask questions. It wants you to react. That's why I said before, once you see it, you can't stop watching it. Manufacturing stupidity is not a conspiracy. It's just a good business. Stupid people are predictable. They buy things. They click, they share things without thinking. Start realizing when you're a point of reacting instead of answer that pause. Therein lies your intellectual courage. But knowing the system is just the beginning. Now we need to learn to fight back. Now that you understand the system, let's talk about how to beat it. And honestly, this is where most of people give up, because thinking independently is not only uncomfortable, but also painful. Your brain will resist you at every step. The most people think that to resist means to become a kind of conspiracy theorist paranoid who questions everything, but this is what nobody tells you. True intellectual courage is not about being a nonconformist, but about being willing to be wrong, to say I don't know how to change my mind when the evidence changes. Remember those Nazi teachers from those of us who speak? Didn't they fall into the functional stupidity overnight tomorrow? Little by little, they gave up his intellectual courage with a comfortable commitment at a time. The good news is can rebuild in the same way. Let me give you the exact system I use to protect my mental sovereignty. Number 1, the daily audit of the stupidity. Before sharing something, react to something, or believe something, ask yourself, am I thinking or just reacting? This relates to what we learned before. The pause between the stimulus and the answer is where your freedom lies. Number 2, look for friction intellectual. Most people avoid disagreement. But what if I would say that is precisely what makes you stupid? Actively expose yourself to those who disagree with you. Know not to discuss, but to understand. Bonus points if you actually manage to change of opinion on something. Speaking of which, number 3, practice saying, I don't know, this changed everything for me. In our culture, admitting ignorance feels as a failure. But this is what it really happens when you normalize the uncertainty. You stop filling the empty with comfortable lies. Now, this is important. There are 3 ways in that this goes wrong. First, you become a fan you think you are immune, but never practices it. Second, you become the obsessive who sees manipulation everywhere and drives everyone crazy. Third, you become a conformist who does what minimum and stops growing. But this focus has a problem if you try to do it alone. The system is designed to isolate you, to make you believe that you're the only one who sees the problems. And if I told you there was a better way, find your tribe, people who reward the critical thinking instead of punish him. Create communities where value intellectual humility for on top of being right. This is what this really means to you. Every day, you choose between comfort and true, between integrating clearly, between being a tool of the system and closing to be truly free. That's why I said before, once you develop intellectual courage, you become dangerous to the system. You cease to be predictable. You start asking questions uncomfortable. You refuse to surrender your mind in exchange for social acceptance. The truth is that now you have something that most people will never have. The ability to think independently of a world designed to turn you stupid. Use it wisely. Remember when I asked what would happen? If the greatest threat to your intelligence wasn't that stupid, well, now it is. You know the answer, and what's more important, you know what to do about it. You have gone from being a tool potential of the system to someone difficult to manipulate. That is the real transformation. Develop intellectual courage. Just like physical courage, it is not about perfection or improvement constant, but of dedication to process. Although it sounds like a cliche, success, it is achieved by loving the path, not the destination. Commit to the process. Make sure you are consistent with your daily audit of stupidity, looking for intellectual friction and practicing the I don't know. These small acts of bravery are consolidate over time. Friends, practice recognizing manipulation, experience the discomfort of independent thinking, and work hard to develop humility intellectual. Practice, experience, and work hard, along with effort and resilience surpasses talent alone. You have everything you need now same to start protecting your mental sovereignty. Thanks for watching the video. Subscribe if you want more content on how to develop the intellectual courage and resisting manipulation in a world designed for make you stupid. Like it if you liked it and change your perspective on the intelligence. See you next time.